call the roll, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Here.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb.
Here.
Mark Ham. Glenn Lewis.
Here. Would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 2 is the consent docket. Item A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held June 17, 2019. Item B, receive the minutes of the regular planning commission meeting held May 14, 2019. Item C, accept a roadway and utility easement located in the northwest quarter of section 26, township 10 north, range 3 west, being south of southwest 19th Street and east of I-35 to serve the Shops at Moore application by Victoria Investments LLC. Item D is approved renewal of a contract with Pivot in the amount of $15,000 for operations of a community intervention center to receive and hold juveniles who have been taken into custody by law enforcement agencies. Item E, approved fiscal year jail service agreement with the Board of County Commissioners on behalf of the Cleveland County Sheriff's Department. And item F is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2018-2019 in the amount of $2,865,585.70.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a motion and a second on the consent docket. Would you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Here, and I'm here.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 3 is consider rezoning application number RZ980 located in the northeast quarter of section 23, township 10 north, range 3 west, being south of southeast 4th Street and east of Tower Drive, from C4 planned shopping center development to C3 PU general commercial district with a permissive use, and approve ordinance number 90919. Application by Devin Tapscott. Planning Commission recommended approval 7-1.
Mayor and Council, this site is located at 306 Southeast 4th Street and operates as a dog grooming and boarding service. The applicant is proposing to install a fenced-in outdoor dog run to be used as a supervised play area in the rear of the building. To accommodate this change, the property must be rezoned to C3 with a permissive use for a pet care facility with outdoor runs. Public utilities are available to serve this site. Access is provided from Tower Drive and Southeast 4th Street. The parking lot is a shared parking lot with the jewelry store to the east, and there's one vacant lot and Kavner Insurance to the west that will also use the site. It serves both customers and employees. A cross-access easement is filed at Cleveland County, which does allow for the cross-access between those 4 individual lots. That's shown in an exhibit on page 94 of your packet. The Envision More 2040 plan calls for this location to be employment mixed use. This land use type accommodates a mix of commercial uses that include light industrial and heavy commercial office and flex uses, only if impacts to adjacent properties are limited. Because this application does propose the outdoor dog runs in the rear of the property with potential impacts being less than traditional industrial or heavy commercial uses, this application does comply with the intent of the Envision More 2040 plan. Permissive uses, by definition, are uses that may not be appropriate in all areas within the underlying zoning due to potentially undesirable characteristics. Each permissive use application should be viewed as unique and evaluated on their individual merits. For outdoor dog runs, past experience has shown that proper noise mitigation measures are best for successful operation, such as site-proof fencing, adequate distance from sensitive uses, and the presence of ambient noise to offset excessive barking. Ultimately, the Planning Commission and Council must determine if the proposed setbacks from the adjacent businesses in this application are adequate. If the rezoning application is approved, such approval should be contingent upon all the dogs being boarded inside for overnight care, and the outdoor dog run shall not block a drive-through area. There were two adjoining property owners who spoke at the Planning Commission in opposition of this application. They cited noise from the dogs, stormwater runoff concerns, and impact of future development plans as reasons for their opposition. They also were able to provide a copy of the access easement that is shown on page 94. And after that easement was made available, the applicant did change her plans to reduce the size of the outdoor run area to just under an existing carport. So the outdoor run area would not block a through drive, and she believes that that will satisfy her needs as well as some of the concerns raised at the meetings. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
On a permissive use, if this tenant were to move out, another tenant would come in for that same purpose, would it still allow that tenant to?
Yes,
Yes, use
the
it.
permissive use goes with the land,
Okay.
not the use.
So currently, there is a dog grooming business there. They just want to add the outdoor dog area.
That's correct, and I think that needs to be made very clear. There is an existing dog grooming business on the site. This business, and the applicant is here, they take their dogs out for walks, for exercise, and to use the restroom. So just because this application is just for an enclosed, fenced-in area to allow those that to continue without them having to physically leash the animals and walk them to do those activities.
So I drove the property today actually because I had a couple of calls on this, and it's very close to what appears to be the business right next to its entrance. Was there any kind of discussion about that at the Planning Commission meeting?
Yes, the manager of Diamond Delights was there, and he did speak about the concern of the dogs reacting to his customers as they walked in, and also spoke about concerns of stormwater runoff when the dogs use the restroom outside. The applicant has agreed to put up a metal site-proof fence, which she believes will help eliminate the reaction that the dogs will have to the customers walking in and out of the Diamond Delights.
What about the business just to the south?
To the south,
One that's, the sign said it was some type of a sales and marketing type.
they
of-
were not at the meeting. I actually haven't heard from them at all.
Okay.
No.
Have you heard anything since the revisions taken place from the current business owners?
Yes, they are still opposed.
Okay.
Brooks, when we build the underpass, do we know if either of these businesses along Fourth and Tower, such as the insurance company and then the Diamond Delight and this dog grooming, are those going to be impacted in any way?
We're waiting for the final engineering. There's a potential. We don't have a final decision yet, determination from the engineers.
About when do you think we'll get that? Any idea? Yet?
September?
And as far as the stormwater runoff, what kind of drainage, I mean, it's concrete, so what, I mean, they're gonna have the dogs out there on concrete, or how are they gonna?
Well, I'll let the applicant speak to the details, but there is a solution for that most areas with outdoor dog runs use, and it seems to work fairly well.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from the applicant if they want to speak.
Are they here? The applicant?
I thought they were here.
I'm not an applicant.
Is it your business?
It's my, Diamond Delight is my business.
Is the applicant for Scallywags here?
I apologize, I thought they were here.
Okay.
So I guess you don't know the solution for the.
Well, I can explain to you
I
as
would
far
rather hear
as,
from the applicant.
I would
motion we
too,
table
I
it
just, I feel bad
until we
that
can hear
you're
from
having to
them.
represent them really, but do you have any idea?
yeah, so a lot of the dog businesses that have outdoor dog runs use a system where you have, it is on concrete, and then there is an absorbent pad that's placed over the concrete and then artificial turf placed on top. So whenever the dogs use the restroom, of course, the solids will stay on top, and that's what's picked up by the employees. The liquid will go down into the absorbent pad, and that will have to go somewhere. I'm not clear as to where that will go.
Yeah, that's my question, is
Right.
there's no drain, where's that going? I mean, if you, for instance, I think of Vera's Posh Paws, when she built that, there was a drainage system and all that to take care of that. There isn't that in this case, I would assume.
Right. There is the opportunity to tie into the city sewer, which, you know, but that has not been discussed to this point
Okay.
with the applicant.
I would also have questions about how many dogs they plan on having in this area. It's a very small area. I would compare it to maybe a driveway in a normal residential home.
Maybe like 2 cars, Danielle?
It says
It says
it's 4
4.
cars,
Right.
but you're talking about a driveway. If you have people parked behind you, that's about how much space it is. And it is very, very close to neighboring businesses. If the applicant's not here, I would either make a motion that we table or
I would like
we
to
decline it.
hear from Diamond Direct if they want to say theirs or not. If you want to come forward.
Diamond Delight?
Or Diamond
Do
Delight,
we-
yeah, sorry. I was
Do
just
we
going to
still
hear
want to
his.
hear from them even if they're opposed and the applicant's not here?
Well, I wanted the exact concerns.
if
of
you-
yeah.
yeah,
I'd like to just hear some of
Absolutely.
the information.
The applicant had the opportunity to be here.
Right.
My name is Michael Odell, manager of Diamond Delight, and I would like to show you, if I may, pictures of the drainage and what is happening.
Yeah, I'll pass them down.
They are washing dogs outside.
And just speak over the microphone so everybody can hear you, please.
They are washing dogs outside in the back parking lot under said dog run. And you can see the drainage is going straight down to Tower through our parking lot. And if they build this dog run, even so, if they trap it, it's still going to go down the parking lot. I mean, I don't understand how they can tie into the sewer. There's no way.
Is that your biggest concern, is the runoff?
The runoff, the noise, I mean, the odor. I mean, obviously, washing dogs in the back of the parking lot is not very, it's not.
Do you see customers use both of your parking lots equally, or is there one side of the parking that's used more than the other?
You see your customers
in the There's- back,
My customers are on that side of the building mostly.
Okay.
That stained concrete that looks beige, purple or something, was that there prior? Or?
That was their shampoo or whatever it
Okay,
is.
the shampoo's making that stain.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's going straight down.
down to the tower. Okay. I mean, my thought is to table it, and if the applicant wants to come and speak to it and address his concerns, they can, next council meeting, but then we should move past on if they don't show up beyond that.
I would just have a suggestion that we consider tabling until we get the engineering report back from the, what the underpass, what businesses are gonna be impacted, and that those may not even be there. If that engineering report indicates that we might need to acquire those, so it's, hate to make a decision when we're not even sure if the business will be there.
Danielle, did you make yours in the form of a motion?
I did, but I'd reconsider. I'm not worried about the businesses being there. I'm worried about maybe us needing to use access from one of those other areas that you see on page 93, I believe,
Okay.
or 94. I guess it's 94. The easement areas that entrances may be moved when
Right.
the underpass comes into play. I think that's a concern. I think it's concerning that the applicant's not here. I'd like to ask questions about how many dogs they plan on having, and if this is a normal practice. This is concerning. And I'm not very sure about an absorbent pad being something that I wanted outside my business either. So without the applicant here, I think that we either have to table it or.
My thing
I would
would be to
deny it.
table it, give the applicant an opportunity to speak next meeting, and if they don't show up, then maybe we'll have to vote on which direction we go.
Okay, to the next meeting?
I'd deny it.
Will someone make some kind of a motion?
Well, she's
I think
made
Danielle-
a motion to table it.
I'll second Danielle's motion.
Okay. We have a motion to table to the next meeting.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
I did.
Adam?
Yeah.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes. Item is tabled. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
y'all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Item
you guys for
number-
coming.
Thank you.
Sure. Item number 4 is consider rezoning application number RZ 982 located in the east half of section 36, township 10 north, range 3 west, being south of southeast 34th and west of Broadway Avenue from A1 rural agricultural district to R1 single family dwelling district, and approve ordinance number 91619, application by Gracie LLC Mike Pence. Planning Commission considered motion to approve, which failed by 4-4 vote. This is in Ward 1.
Mayor and council, this property is located south of Southeast 34th Street and west of Broadway Avenue. The property is 46 acres, and the applicant is proposing to develop 51 residential lots that vary from half an acre to 2 acres in size. There will be 5 separate common areas devoted to not only detention, but also drainage and just natural open space. That will consist of approximately 11.5% of the total property area. The density is at approximately 1 unit per acre. Stormwater detention is required for this site, and access is from a divided median entryway point from Broadway Avenue. The water will be provided by an extension of a 12-inch water main through the site. A secondary feed through the Apple Village addition is required for a dual source looped feed. The developer is proposing private septic systems on this property. The city code allows septic systems to be used in R1 only if gravity flow is not available, and there is currently no gravity flow at this site. However, we do believe that a lift station will be relocated here in the short term, anywhere from 2, 3 to maybe 5 years from now. The comprehensive plan calls for an open space residential land use on this property, and the application does meet all the goals of the comprehensive plan, except for the utilization of private septic systems for lots under 3/4 of an acre. There are some unique circumstances that may justify a variance to this requirement in the comprehensive plan. Basically, if the sewer is required for this property, it would only be serving this one particular addition. Due to the topography of the surrounding areas, there's no other area that would be able to gravity flow into this addition. So you might consider it to be the end of the line of the sewer system and more. Planning Commission did have a split vote on this item. I think that the conversation surrounding the vote, for those who voted against the approval motion, they cited their desire to protect the integrity of the comprehensive plan. They felt like that was important. But ultimately, it is the City Council's decision. If a variance can be granted to the comprehensive plan, it may be justified based on the unique circumstance that we've discussed here tonight. And as long as it's not setting a precedent for future additions, which I can't think of another situation that would be quite like this, I don't believe it would bring any harm to the comprehensive plan. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, and the applicant is here. I saw him in the audience.
have a question. You said we couldn't put sewer to it. Does that mean we can't put sewer to it till the lift station is put in, or? we
That's
can't sewer?
correct. That's correct. It cannot gravity flow into any sewer that we have out there currently.
Okay. My understanding is the lift station is on this person's property.
He has set aside a lot to be used for a future lift station, but he is not proposing to bring the lift station there.
Right.
But we'll have a place for it when it does come.
Correct.
Okay. I looked at this. I didn't see any problems with this at all. It looked like a very nice addition to the city. So,
Make a motion to approve.
I second.
okay, thank you both. We have a motion to approve. Would you call for the vote if there's, well, let me ask this. This is a rezoning. Anyone opposed? Okay. now
I do have a question. Were there people at the planning commission meeting that were opposed to this, neighbors?
No.
No? Okay.
Would you call for the vote, please?
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 5 is consider preliminary plat of Mahogany Hills Estates located in the east half of Section 36, Township 10 North, Range 3 West, being southeast 34th and west of Broadway Avenue, application by Gracie LLC. Planning Commission also tried to get this approved by a 4-4 vote, which failed.
This is
Same thing.
just a
Just
companion item.
Motion
Yes.
to approve.
All right, thank you both. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please, if there's no other discussion?
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 6 is consider approval of a lot split located in the southeast quarter of Section 14, Township 10 North, Range 3 West, being north of Main Street and west of Eastern Avenue, application